Hello and welcome to another edition of Conejo Oaks Baseball. We're here at Sparky Anderson Field once again for the third game of a four-game homestand for the Oaks. I'm Josh Mechanic alongside Austin Gregory, Sammy Holliday, and Cameron Deck. This is the second game of a back-to-back against the Blues, who, unfortunately for them, had to drive all the way back to San Luis Obispo after a tough walk-off loss yesterday and then back up here today. For the Oaks yesterday, they went down 3-0 early but continued to chip away and wound it up coming through with a walk-off victory after Josiah Chavez hit one up the middle for a single to give them a 4-3 win. And on the mound today for the Oaks will be Tommy Brandenburg, who's found his way into the starting rotation. What can you tell us about Tommy, Austin?
Yeah, Tommy once again will be pitching against the Blues. His best outing of the summer came against the Blues back on the 1st of July, where he went 4 and third solid innings, gave up 2 runs. Only one of them was earned, and since then he's really cleaned things up after 2 kind of rough starts to start his summer back in June. But since then it's been great for him in July, and so Tommy's just looking to do more of the same.
And after a couple back-to-back sloppy games for the Oaks defensively, yesterday was much more sharp defensively, allowing just the 3 runs, all coming in that second inning. And then the Oaks line up defensively today with Zach Crandall catching Brandenburg. Noah Karliner plays first base today with Jack Brooks at second base. Gavin Grant has the day off today, so Zach Daudet is at shortstop, and Grant will be joining us in just a little bit. With AJ Salgado finally playing the field at third base today. And the outfield left to right is Carrillo in left. Raul Sandoval returns to the lineup in center field with Tyler Ganus in right as the second pitch of the game is grounded to Daudet at short, and he makes quick work of Maciel for out number 1. And as we mentioned before, Gavin Grant would be joining us, so before Sammy even gets on the broadcast, we'll welcome in Gavin Grant.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Good. How about you guys?
Good. So yesterday he had quite the day, 3 hits. Triple, double, single, all balls that were barreled up. You know, how did it feel yesterday for the team just coming back after that win?
Yeah, that felt really good, especially going down 3 early. We knew we had the pitching staff to stay in it, and we knew we'd just chip away, like you guys said, and just keep doing what we're doing offensively, and it worked out for us.
Yeah, it certainly was a very good game offensively. As you mentioned, chipping away throughout the game, not really putting up any crooked numbers and just continuing to chip away until eventually you guys took that first lead of the ball game. It didn't come till the game was over. Brandenburg falls behind Gallegos 2-0, and that one's rolled over to Daudet, so he gets back-to-back ground balls, and this one pulls Noah Karliner off the bag and goes into right field. So Chase Gallegos reaches. That was an interesting ricochet out to right.
Yeah, it just seemed like Noah wasn't able to get to that throw from Daudet, and it just ends up hitting Gallegos probably like right in the chest or something. That's what allowed it to roll in the right there, but not far enough for anything to happen.
It also looked like Daudet might have thought he had more time than he did with Gallegos running hard out of the box. It brings up Nathan Shamela, the designated hitter today, and he lifts one to right field in foul territory. Ganus on the run, lays out, and he can't get there. How much you love seeing Ganus out there.
I love it. That's what he always does in practice at school, so I never get tired of seeing him work hard.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a fair share of the Tyler Ganus let's goes, a lot of hyped up Tyler Ganus moments that we've seen this summer.
Yeah, you love him on your team, but if you're playing against him, you just want to beat him, so it's nice to have him on your team.
Yeah, you get to see him for the full year. We just get a couple months of him. Another guy you get to see for the full year, Tommy Brandenburg out there on the mound. And hopefully next year for him, he'll get some more pitching.
Yeah, Tommy's a great pitcher. You know, he's got great stuff. Always faced him in inter squads in the winter, and he was one of our best pitchers stuff-wise. And then, you know, coming out here, he's still got the great stuff he's shown.
Yeah, it's got good fastball and breaking ball. That one lifted to right. It's carrying because of this jet stream out here, going back and over the wall and gone. That ball just got caught in the wind, and Ganus continued to drift back until there was no more room, and it went over the fence.
Yeah, that's really just an unfortunate one. I mean, that's a routine fly out probably everywhere else. But a win just as soon as you hit it up there. And it's, you know, we talked about it yesterday. It was probably the windiest game of the summer yesterday, and I think it's even windier today. So just out of nowhere, the wind's picking up, and just unfortunate there for Tommy of what should have been a routine fly out to right ends up being a wall scraper.
Gavin, when you're hitting here, does that wind play into your approach at all, like knowing that you can't elevate really to left field?
You know, it definitely, I wouldn't say it changes your approach, but like, let's say hitting BP, it definitely, you can't pull a ball and then have it go out, but so you try to stay more right center, but you never want to think like hit it to right field on inside pitch. I wouldn't say it affects me too much. You just kind of hit it where it's pitched and try to put a good swing on it.
Yeah, you continue to get extra base hits no matter where we're playing. So another one's rolled over to Daudet at short, makes the throw, and Aiden Anderson is now retired for out number 2. Good job by Brandenburg to bounce back after the home run to get a ground ball.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate really too for Tommy. We've seen 4 balls put in play today. 3 of them have gone right to Daudet at short, and the other one just got pushed by the wind right over the wall. So he's doing what he wants to do and just getting guys to row over the ball, and should have had a fly out, but the wind decided to say otherwise.
And for Shamela, that was his first home run of the summer. So even though he's their leading hitter at 350, hadn't left the yard yet until today. 0-2 now to Zach Tolia, who's been a mainstay in this Blues lineup, but had the day off yesterday. We've noted that he's had his struggles against the Oaks this summer. The 0-2 from Brandenburg. In there for strike 3. Great spot there from Tommy, and we'll stay with you guys as we have Gavin Grant up here with us, and we'll stay with you guys throughout this half inning as Cameron Maybe goes out to start his warm-up pitches for the Blues. So as we mentioned, Grant's not in the lineup today, so the Oaks lineup does look a bit different after Carrillo and Ganus. Austin Carrillo leading things off today, and Ganus batting second. Then Zach Daudet at batting third with Noah Karliner hitting cleanup. Josiah Chavez returns as the designated hitter, batting fifth, with AJ Salgado batting sixth, and Raul Sandoval is in the 7th spot. Zach Crandall is now back in the lineup today behind the plate, batting 8th, and as usual, Jack Brooks rounds it out as the second baseman in the 9th spot. You looking forward to playing with Brooksy in the fall?
Yeah, it's
Gav?
going to be fun. Just living with him this summer, he's been like a little brother to me, and it's nice to, you know, kind of work with him this summer to get him ready for fall ball.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys are living together. It's a nice little preview for the fall.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, for you, Gav, we talked about obviously Ganus is a college teammate of yours as well. So just for you to see firsthand, you know, this spring he plays in 31 games, only started one of them. He only had 16 at-bats, so obviously, you know better than us. He was used mainly to run, and, you know, he had some signature, some hit-by-pitch moments too. But how incredible is it for you to see as his college teammate as well as his Oaks teammate, to just see how well he's excelled this summer just based on, you know, how little opportunity he had this past spring.
Yeah, he deserves everything that he's getting this summer, like all the accolades. I think he's, what is he, leading the CCL in hitting? Yeah, he deserves everything. He works so hard. You'd always see him after practice in the springs, after games in the spring at Oregon. He was always hitting with a couple guys, our shortstop in particular. They were always working out together, so he deserves everything that he's getting.
And going off what you said, Gavin, I know one of my buddies is getting recruited at Oregon, and one of the coaches wanted a player to talk to him, and I just talked to Tyler the other day. He had talked to my friend on the phone for about a half hour, just letting him know everything about Oregon and just having a nice conversation. So
he's a great guy, which adds on to it too. Like he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. So he's just a great guy all around.
Yeah, very genuine.
Yeah.
As Carrillo swings at the first pitch like he likes to do and fouls it back.
Interesting to see Tate Samuelson over in on the infield grass there with Carrillo up. Carrillo, you know, can bunt, but he's usually not bunting to start a game. He's usually, when he's in the leadoff spot, singling or doubling. It's Ganus we normally see bunt early, so interesting to see Samuelson in on the grass.
Yeah, and Carrillo also will get a lot of those bloop singles over third base with Samuelson playing in. There's more room over there. And we've seen his bat get going lately. One of the hottest hitters on the Oaks, had 3 hits yesterday. Getting a lot of doubles as well. He takes a strike at the knees. 1-2 now. Carrillo moves over to left field today as Raul Sandoval returns to the lineup in center. Carrillo spent the majority of this summer out there in center, but has spent a bit of time in left since Sandoval joined the team last week. 1-2 is just slap foul. You know that Oaks dugout? Gav, how on like a day like today where you're off, just chilling in the dugout, how you stay locked in knowing that there's definitely potential you coming in later in the ball game?
Yeah, I like to look at kind of everything, mainly what the pitcher's doing, and just helping out my team. So in particular, I like to see, he goes 2-2 fastball right there. I recognize that and see if he keeps doing it to a lot of lefties, and just seeing if I can pick up a pattern for our guys that'll hopefully help them and get them a hit later on when we need it.
Makes sense. 2-2 to Carrillo's in the dirt. Count runs full. Another good at-bat out of the leadoff spot for the Oaks. Ganus waits on deck. For Cameron Maybe, he's had a good summer so far. An ERA of below 3. We've seen him against the Oaks as well, and he walks Carrillo here to start the ball game.
Little page out of Gannis' book right there from Carrillo. Had a let's go from him on the walk. Gannis starting to rub off on people. And for you, Gav, obviously, you've got, not trying to place an age on you here. Obviously, I'm older than you. I just graduated college, but, you just played in 55 games this past spring at a Division I program. So when you got here, beginning of June, how often and how quickly did guys start coming to you for some advice as being one of the more veteranized college players at a top Division I program?
Yeah, a lot of younger guys will come to me, I notice, some older guys, but I just like to help out either way, whether it's in the infield or whether it's hitting, approach-wise, base running. But, yeah, you tend to see a lot of younger guys like Brooksy, for instance, will come up to me and ask me, some questions, whether it's on offense or defense. And I love helping, so it's nice to have those guys with me.
Gannis rolls one foul into the Oaks dugout.
Oh.
Make a play, Charlie.
Yesterday when I went down to do a play of the game interview with this guy, and Chavez Salgado asked me if he was awarded bench play of the game. I said, yeah, you did a great job protecting the dugout from those balls that were rolling down from the bullpen, unlike Karliner, who made an error down there in the dugout yesterday.
0-2 to Gannis in the dirt. Good stop back there by Gallegos. Zach Daudet's on deck. Gannis trying to fight behind 1-2. As he mentioned to us, calls it compete mode with 2 strikes. He'll go up there fighting. Try to foul off as many pitches as he can. One-two to Gannis. Misses just downstairs.
Borderline.
It's a good spot there from Maybe. Blues dugout wanted that call.
Beautifully placed little 90s fastball there from Maybe.
Gannis rolls one over to third base, to second for one, on to first, not in time. Gannis too quick out of the box to turn 2 there. But they're able to get Carrillo at second.
Shortstop, number 25, Zach Daudet.
Good job by Gannis there with 2 strikes, just putting the ball in play. And they just flip-flop the speed of Carrillo for Gannis, 2 guys who can run quite well. When you're in the dugout, Gavin, is another thing you're trying to pick up on the pitcher's timing?
Yeah, definitely. There's a count that a lot of baseball players use, whether it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, or like UCLA.
Yeah,
like people use different things, but I like to do that in the dugout, or even coaches, you'll see them with the stopwatch on his leg time. So, for a guy like Ganus right now, if you get a 1.4 or higher, he's going to, take off, especially, with a slower leg time. And he's quick, too, so it helps.
So is that something like where you guys all have the green light if the pitcher is a certain speed to the plate, or like certain guys have a green light whenever they want?
Yeah, like Ganus, for instance, has a green light most of the time, unless you got a guy that's a 1.3 and below. He might even go then if he knows the count, if a curveball's coming or off speed in the dirt. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tyler go here this at bat if he doesn't keep getting picked off.
Yeah. And then another thing we noticed, I don't know if you know the answer to this. I know, so Raymer and Parker, they're always pretty far down the lines. I know that Raymer used to do it to like try to look in the catcher's glove to get the signs. You know if that's the reason that they do that?
So I know at first base.
That's the
Boy Zach.
Boy Zach. Base knock for Zach Daudet. He stays hot.
But yeah, like Parker will be down at first base. They're kind of just in line with the pitcher, especially when there's only runner on first, just so he can see the pickoff attempt easier. And then Raymer can see more of the field when the ball's in play, and then he kind of moves down as the runner's moving. Every coach has their different, theories. That's what my guess would be.
Yeah.
But there's so many things that you can do as a coach. Like they're in totally opposite spots right now.
Right. Yeah. Raymer comes down with the runner on second. Noah Karliner steps in. Karliner's a guy that's got a lot of pop, and with the wind carrying out to right the way that it is, if he gets a hold of one to right field, it's got a good chance to leave. Falls behind in the count 0-2. Karliner's hitting above 250 this summer, leading the team with 3 home runs. 0-2 misses just outside. Maybe frustrated he didn't get the call, but that one looked out. Catcher was set up outside. He just hit his spot, missed. 1-2 to Karliner. He lifts one, foul and out of play. Were you guys here early enough to see the puddle?
We saw kind of the aftermath when they were, putting the extra dirt on it, but we got a video from Brendan Durfee, who was here earlier, how it looked, and it did not look great.
Yeah, so this game almost was played at a different ballpark, or was delayed because of a water line being damaged underneath the field, and we had some flooding along first. As Gavin said, it did not look very good. So neither team took batting practice today. They just took some reps in the cages. The Oaks were kind enough to let the Blues hit as Karliner goes down on strikes. Were you guys like hanging out with the Blues players that were in your cage, or you just let them be?
Usually you let them be. I mean, you got Yosh back there doing his thing, working on guys. So there might be some interactions, but usually you just kind of let them be.
Yeah. And that'll bring up Josiah Chavez, who was yesterday's hero, coming through with the big bases loaded single back up the middle. He was mobbed by his teammates over by first base. Really nice Gatorade bath by Noah Karliner. We've seen them get better as the walk-offs have continued to happen. Chavez can certainly get a hold of one. On Friday, he hit one out to right. Or is today Saturday? On Thursday, he went out to right.
Yeah, pinch hit in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, a game that was already out of reach for at that point. That one misses outside. Counts even at 1 on Chavez.
A nice series yesterday in the ninth. Started with a hit by pitch for Ganus, and this guy up here with us had a nice base knock, and then Daudet a 4-pitch walk that loaded the bases, and then Chavez got the job done.
Yeah, I thought for sure, Gav, you were gonna walk it off. I thought you were finding a gap for sure. But came through, did get the knock.
Yeah.
How fun is that, the walk-off celebrations?
Oh, I love that just because, especially as an older guy, I've been through a couple of them and kind of learned to not stay in the middle so you don't get wet, but it's always fun, just winning in general.
Chavez fights to stay alive.
Sammy just asked from behind if Gavin's ever hit a walk-off, so Gavin mouthed yes to us. So why don't you tell us about the walk-off, or if there's multiple?
Yeah, so the one that comes nice.
Chavez rips that one to left. Ramer send Ganus. There'll be a late throw. Ganus will be in there, and the Oaks cut the lead in half right away. Great piece of hitting there by Chavez. You were saying, Gavin, about your walk-off?
Yeah, so the one that comes to mind right away is I think it was the third series of the year against Santa Barbara, and it was game 1 of the 4-game series, and I led off the bottom of the 9th. I think we were tied, and first pitch of the inning, first pitch to me, went left center home run, which was pretty fun.
That is sick. It was a walk-off font. That's sick.
Yeah.
Against UCSB too. That's sick. Salgado steps in. He's been out of the lineup, in and out of the lineup with a hip flexor issue, but he's found himself back in the designated hitter role for the last week. Today's his first start back on defense in a couple of weeks. He's looking to turn his struggles around, as that one's called a strike on him. 0-2. He didn't like that call. Looked like it was a couple inches outside. So he's now quickly in an 0-2 hole. That one misses. And although Tommy Brandenburg gave up 2 runs in the first inning, he only threw 14 pitches, so he was efficient. And as for Cameron Maybe, he's nearing 30 pitches here in the first inning. So the Oaks have done a really good job of working the counts as Salgado hits that one up the middle. Maciel cuts it off, and he can't get it out of his glove, so everybody's safe. Both shortstops with an error here in the first. And the Oaks load the bases now with 2 away, and Raul Sandoval coming up, and that'll prompt a mound visit from the Blues pitching coach.
So Gav, obviously just had a couple college teammates drafted. Anthony Hall signing with the Yankees this morning. Just how cool is it for you to see those guys you're close with, make it to the big stage and move up a level?
Yeah, it's awesome to watch just because of all the time and hard work they put in. They're great guys too. Like, you can't say anything bad about them. I mean, they're some of the most talented players I've ever played with, and it's just amazing to see them succeed and get the opportunity that they've always dreamed for.
And is that also something that kind of motivates you too, like when you see guys you're close with get drafted?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, my biggest dream is to play professional baseball and make it to the major leagues. So yeah, seeing those guys get drafted, it's awesome to see, and also lights a fire under you for next season.
Sandoval steps in. He takes a strike.
Would you be draft eligible next year or the following year?
I would be draft eligible next year too.
So any scouts watching, Gavin Grant on the big boards, MLB Draft 2023.
As Sandoval gets his bat broken, it'll be a tough play for Price, who makes a good throw on the run to nab Sandoval at first. And that'll end the threat here in the bottom of the first. Are we able to keep you on longer, Gavin? You got to go back to the dugout.
I think I'm good to stay on for another half inning.
All right, cool. So we got more of Gavin Grant coming up in the second inning. Oaks trail 2-1. We'll be right back. We're back now for the top of the second inning. Gavin Grant is still with us as you watch his Oregon teammate Tommy Brandenburg on the mound as the Oaks trail 2-1 after one inning, and the 2 runs for Brandenburg is a bit misleading as he got 3 ground balls. One of them they weren't able to record the out, and then a fly ball to right that carried over the fence for a 2-run homer as Zach Daudet gets another ground ball and makes another play for out number 1.
Maybe Gav's happy he's got the day off. He'd be busy over there at short today.
I kind of wish I was playing now. I didn't get any yesterday, and now I think Zach's gotten 3.
4.
4, yeah. He's made, yeah.
Villegas.
Sorry, Gav.
Oh, gosh.
You guys got a lot of good infielders.
Yeah. It's awesome to see all the hard work everyone puts in, before games, and all these infielders are great.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot on the broadcast. It's so fun to watch you and Jack in the middle infield together. That'll be fun combo next year too for you too.
Yeah, Brooks he's gonna be a good player. He already is now, but I think he's only 18, and can't wait to see when he's 21.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be a beast. Already got the power too for a guy his size. Like you wouldn't expect it, and he's lacing balls to the wall.
Did you have any knowledge of Brooksy before you guys became teammates this summer?
So he came to one of our practices in the spring. I didn't know it was him, but I asked if he ever came on a recruiting visit, and he said he did in the spring, and I remember that specific day. So, I remember everything, that whole practice. It was a fun practice to watch if he was coming to watch.
Oh. So that's cool.
Right fielder, number 31, Cole Gabrielson.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites to watch. His hands up the middle are so soft, turning double play, and so quick too.
Yeah. He's gonna fit right in with all the infielders at Oregon.
Yeah, that'll be cool. And I'm sure he'll fit in with the guys too, because we know how he is off the field. That one's chopped to third. Salgado's first action, tough turn. Brooksy to first.
Got him.
Oh, just beating it out is Cole Gabrielson. Really tough play all around. As looks like Austin's gonna head back to the stream and double check that call up first. But there you go, those hands from Brooks and Salgado too.
Yeah, it was a great turn all around.
Second baseman, number 1, Darius Price.
Now the second baseman, Darius Price, will step in. He made a nice play on the run to retire Sandoval last inning.
A lot of whistles being blown behind us right now.
What was that? Brandenburg's got 2 quick outs here in the second, and he gets Price to swing through that one. Love to see Tommy throwing a lot of strikes here. We know that he's got the stuff. Some tends to get into trouble when he can't locate it, but doing a nice job today. Continues to look over to Gabrielson at first, who has yet to steal a base this summer because he's yet to pick up a hit. But it looks like Tommy is expecting him to run as that one misses up. Count evens up at 1.
I'm just marching over here. I think that's what those whistles are. And I will say it was kind of a bang-bang play, so call could have gone either way.
No, I looked a correct call on the field as that one skied out to right. Ganus is there. And that'll do it for the second. Tommy Brandenburg throws only 9 pitches here in the second inning and retires the side. Thank you for coming on, Gavin.
Awesome. Thank you guys
You
for
want to
having
stay
me.
for another half inning?
I got to head down.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time, and hopefully you get a pinch hit appearance today maybe.
Yep, hopefully. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
meeting you?
We're live, bud.
Zach Crandall lead things off in the bottom of the second inning against Cameron Mabey, who threw 31 pitches in the first inning. The Oaks picked up a couple hits, reached on an error, walk. They left the bases loaded, though, getting just one run.
How are you
Welcome
guys?
back, Sammy. Yeah.
Jeez, Sammy.
Well, actually,
Not welcome back.
Welcome back.
First time on.
Yeah, it's true. Welcome.
I was out foraging for some waters
agua.
Yeah, Sammy
before the game.
gave us the waters, brought us the goods.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Already knew Gavin Grant was going to be on in the first inning, so didn't even worry about it.
Smart.
He's
Smart
just
man.
so on top of it.
He is.
Locked in today.
Thoughts on the whistles since we haven't had you on yet?
Yeah.
They're annoying. I get it.
Do you hear them?
Who?
They
Where
leave.
are they
coming
going?
from?
Who's
Where are
blowing
they
the
coming
whistles?
from?
I think
Too
it's
short?
on. I think it's on the softball field.
Oh, it's
Are
not.
they doing? No, it is. Is it?
Yeah,
I
that's right.
I don't see anybody on there.
There's a drum major down there.
Oh, they're doing a little
see him?
band practice.
Yeah, they gotta
Oh,
be
I hear it
careful
now.
there. Yeah.
It's fine. Doesn't bother me.
2-2
Austin's
to
really
Crandall.
ornery. Austin gets bothered about anything and everything.
And it doesn't bother me today. It's making me want to march today.
Yeah, look over. Austin's like having a little dance.
I was marching.
2-2 to Crandall, who finds himself back in the starting lineup today behind the plate. The Oaks have 5 catchers, so they do a bit of a rotation. No catcher starting multiple days in a row behind the plate. Crandall's fouled off a couple since falling behind 2-2. And he rolls that one to third base. It's going to be a tough play. Nice job over there by Samuelson to nab Crandall at first.
Made that play look easy
Yeah,
there.
he did.
They did a great job of getting that second one on the short hop. It's a tough play, and as Sammy said, he made it look easy. And that'll bring up Jack Brooks, who we talked about a lot today already. Brooks has been the starting second baseman all summer for the Oaks. And he hits that one through
Attaboy.
the left side of the infield for a hit.
Stay hot, Brooksy.
Loves hitting the ball to all fields. That time swinging at the first pitch and ripping it through the 5-6 hole on the left side for a knock.
Usually don't see Brooks going after the first pitch. Usually a guy who works a pretty deep at bat, gets really deep in the count, and will take his walker or will turn on a pitch, usually pulling it. But obviously liked that first pitch, took it the other way, got a single right past the third baseman.
Some very kind words for Brooksy from his future Oregon teammate, Gavin Grant.
Yeah, who Gavin mentioned they do room together, so they spend a fair amount of time together. And I don't know if that was planned, although I'm sure it was, but the fact that
No, they're pretty close.
No, I'm saying the fact that the future Duck.
I don't think it was planned. I think they kind of just showed up and ended up working that way from what I heard correctly.
Gotcha. Because that's so lucky that the future Duck gets to room with the already Duck so they can hash it out. Counts even up at 1 on Carrillo.
A lot of guys pretty close on this Oaks team.
Yes.
A lot of guys in the dorms this summer.
I mean, the whole team's close this year.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that one misses in the dirt. It's great when you can see a summer ball team get so close when they don't spend that much time together. But there's nothing that gets in between them.
Wind's howling again today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we were saying while you were on the hunts for water, we think it might be blowing harder today than it was yesterday.
Carrillo hits that one through the right side now for a hit. Brooks takes a hard turn around second, but he'll stay put.
That was an aggressive whistle.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking about it until you jumped. But yeah, that was pretty loud. So now Coach Solis and Raymer had a quick conversation about the game plan here with first and second and 1 out. Tyler Ganus up there, we know he's more than capable of laying down a bunt.
At least they have something loud over there so they can like warn each other if a foul ball is going that way. Just a heavy blow of the whistle, get people out of the way.
That's a good point.
Chopper's flying over too now. Oh.
That one gets the corner for a strike on Ganus, who reached on a fielder's choice last time up, and he came around to score the only run of the game for the Oaks.
It didn't get the corner, by the way.
According to
You
the
a
track.
big fan of the movie Predator? The Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he says "Get to the chopper." Big fan of that movie, Austin?
Me?
Yeah.
I just like saying
What
that
about
line.
you, Josh?
I mean, I've never seen it, to be honest.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, I know.
Get to the chopper
I
now.
know the quote.
Oh.
I know the quote. Did you say that because of the helicopter that flew over our heads?
No,
No, he just said it
brought
for
up
fun.
Out of the
Okay.
blue.
Okay. No, I was just making sure. 2-0 to Ganus. That one misses upstairs. 3-0 now.
I thought the first pitch
think
was
it's
a strike.
2-1,
Did
yeah.
you
It's
lie to
2-1.
me?
Oh, yeah, I got
No,
2-1.
it should be 2-1.
On my book. I was just looking at the scoreboard. Yeah.
The trackman says it's 3-0.
JW is falling asleep down there.
No, he doesn't do the
No,
scoreboard.
he is.
He is? Oh.
Yeah. Multitasking.
Multitasker, man.
Does it all.
He just
Fixed it,
disagreed
huh?
with the strike one call.
And Ganus rolls that one to short. Maciel to Price. Not in time. Ganus too quick again.
Second time today that Ganus has beat out a double play ball.
Yeah, and that one was more of an easier turn than the last one. Last time he hit it, I knew for sure he was going to beat it out of the box, but this time I thought it was going to be a double play ball. He's too quick down the line, though.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. I mean, they obviously saw his last at bat. He grounds in the fielder's choice, and he easily beats it out. This time it's, you know, more tailor-made, and Maciel took his time flipping it to Price at second, which allowed Ganus to get over to the first.
And that allows Daudet to get an opportunity with runners in the corners and two-way. He ripped a single through the left side his last time up. And he's gotten his average up to nearly 400. It's in 389, and that's good for third in the CCL. And that one's in there for a strike. Daudet didn't agree with the call. 0-2, and you take out the CCL North, just in the CCL South. The Oaks have the two leading hitters with Ganus and Daudet. They're first and third and overall, but the guy in seconds from the CCL North.
Prune Packers.
From the Prune Packers, yep. One and two to Daudet. And there goes Ganus, and Daudet lifts that one out to right center.
That's
The
me
wind gets a
trouble.
hold of that one, and that one's up against the wall. Ganus comes around to score. Daudet stays at second, and it's a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Zach Daudet to give the Oaks a lead.
What a piece of hitting right there. Ganus just sees on the outside part of the plate, and he drives it right that way to right center field and splits the gap, and the Oaks now take the lead.
And there was the wind helping out the Oaks, as that one just got caught up in the jet stream in right center and continued to carry. As we've mentioned throughout, the wind today is howling even more so than it was yesterday.
Gave the Blues 2 runs in the first. Evens out, gives the Oaks 2 runs in the second.
And Karliner check swings, and
He went there, yeah.
That one just missed our standard for hard hit baseball in CCL play.
Well, it was 89.
89, yeah.
I'm sure that's actually probably harder than the Chamela homer, to
Probably.
be honest. Counts even up at 1 on Karliner. Swings through a breaking ball. 1-2. After needing 31 pitches to get out of the first inning, Cameron maybe is over 20 again here in the second. The 1-2 to Karliner. He went around again and maybe retires him on strikes. But not before the Oaks pick up a couple runs here in the second inning and flip this game from a 2-1 deficit to a 3-2 lead. Tommy Brandenburg will go back out there for his third inning and will be right back. CJ Maciel leads things off here in the third inning against Tommy Brandenburg, who needed just 23 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. That one misses just inside for a ball. Brandenburg got a bunch of ground balls in the first inning. One of them was not handled cleanly, so it allowed Gallegos to reach, and then Nathan Shamela hit a home run that just able to sneak over the fence in right field. That put the Blues on the board, but in the second inning it was quick for Brandenburg, needed just 9 pitches, and that even includes a walk.
Got to be the quickest amount of time that Tommy's worked this summer.
Yeah, for sure, and we've seen Tommy settle in. Usually, it's usually a.
This is about the time of the game where he settles in right here, the third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, and the fact that he already got through the first 2 innings on just 23 pitches, and now he's at the spot of the game where he feels comfortable is a good sign for the Oaks. But he walked Maciel on 4 pitches.
Catcher number 17.
Got a strike in there.
Gallegos.
Yeah,
On a 3-1 count.
Yeah, we usually see, Tommy have like a couple walks and those runs come in the first 2 innings, like you were saying, and that's usually kind of what has his pitch count high at this point. Is he has 3, 4, maybe 5 walks in a game, but those usually all come early on. But he's done a good job controlling the zone today. That's what's allowed his pitch count to stay low.
As that one's rolled over to Salgado for 1, on to first, double play.
Nice
First
stretch,
play,
Karliner.
first pitch, double play. That'll help out the pitch count right there.
Sure will.
It's also done a great job of getting guys to roll over on baseballs now, as that's the 6th ground ball already in the third inning.
Designated hitter number 35, Nathan Shamela.
And Salgado has done a nice job on the 2 ground balls that he's gotten today in his return at third base. We know how sure-handed he is, and his 2 weeks off didn't change that.
Oh.
As that one misses upstairs to Shamela, who hit one out last time up. We mentioned that it most likely would not have left most ballparks.
Looks like a routine fly ball off the bat,
Yeah.
but with this jet stream here, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
Just pushed it.
Rivals Yankee Stadium as a little league ballpark to right.
Yeah, imagine Yankee Stadium with this wind.
I really think if Yankee Stadium had this kind of jet stream to right, they would just ban it. You wouldn't be allowed to play there.
Yeah. Oh, and hands on Brandenburg.
EM sandwich.
Yeah. So Tommy Brandenburg, another 9-pitch inning. He's needed just 32 to get through 3. And we'll be right back for the bottom half of the third. Josiah Chavez leads things off in the bottom of the third inning as the Oaks have put up a run in each of the first two, one run in the first inning and then a couple in the second after a 2-out, 2 RBI double from Zach Daudet. Josiah Chavez takes a first pitch ball upstairs from Cameron Mabey. He drove in the first run of the ball game on a single to left back in the first.
Oaks offense feeling good so far. 3 runs through 2 innings, already 5 hits through 2.
And they've also made Mabey throw 55 pitches, so they're definitely seeing it well. 2-0 now to Chavez.
It took them all the way until the 7th to score those 3 runs yesterday to tie the ball game. So only takes them 2 today, so not a bad start.
That one's skied foul and out of play.
With Tommy Brandenburg usually pitching lights out through the third through the 5th, could be a big day for the Oaks with how the offense is playing so far today.
Well, yesterday was certainly a nail biter. The Oaks would hope today to be more of a fun game the whole way, as opposed to having to chip away throughout and trailing the whole game.
Looking to sweep the season series today.
That one's rolled over. Darius Price is there, and that will be the first out of the third. How many games is that?
I think 7 or 6.
Wow.
Salgado.
Field was flooded pre-game today. Didn't get to the field as early as we usually do. I was planning on asking team historian / coach Joey if the Oaks have ever swept a season series against the Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a feel-good moment this season because last year St. Louis Obispo Blues destroyed the Oaks in the first round of the playoffs last year. They're the runners-up from last year. They beat the Oaks in Oaks' last road game of the year last year in SLO, and now the Oaks are 6-0, looking to make it complete 7 out of 7 wins in the season series.
As Salgado crushes one to center field, 96 off the bat. That's caught. And Austin, you mentioned looking to be 7-0. Today, Ryan was trying to come up with the tweet for the game day tweet, and I said, back-to-back games against the Blues, poor Blues fans. But apparently that wasn't allowed.
I don't think that one would have flied too well.
Aggressive,
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah,
That was a little unnecessary roughness from you right there.
Sandoval hits that one to second base, and it's a quick inning, much-needed quick inning for Cameron Mabey and the Blues, who is able to get out of the third inning on just 8 pitches. And he retires the Oaks down 1-2-3 for the first time today. We head to the middle third of this ball game. Oaks leading 3-2. Tommy Brandenburg is back out there for his 4th inning of action, needing just 32 pitches to get through the first 3. He's walked a couple batters, but eliminated one of them with a double play. Just 1 strikeout, but he's been getting a lot of weak contact. And he'll face a CCL All-Star in Aiden Anderson, who shows bunt and pops it up foul.
Ooh. AJ almost made an effort for that one.
Yeah, that would have been...
He did make an effort.
Sorry,
for it. He
I
almost made the
realized I
play.
meant to say diving effort.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
People at home might have not known what you meant, Austin. You got to elaborate on that, bud.
I corrected myself. And not only weak contact from Brandenburg, a lot of ground balls already, as he's done a great job of having guys roll over baseballs to the left side of the infield in particular.
Yeah, there's only been one flyout as Brandenburg throws a strike to Anderson, gets him in an 0-2 hole. He's gotten first inning was 2 ground balls and a strikeout. Second inning was 2 ground balls and a flyout. And last inning he had a double play and then a little jam shot right back to him. So only 1 ball has, well, 2 balls have left the infield for the Blues. The flyout to right and the home run to right.
Yeah, it should have been 2 flyouts, but here we are with the jet stream, and it pushed Shimela's ball just over the wall for a little scraper.
0-2 to Brandenburg. Anderson's able to hold up. Well, I mean, during our intern's BP, then I hope we have this wind and Sammy just hit one out to right.
Sammy's hitting to the left. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
He's hitting it
You
through
can
the
take it,
wind.
Oppo.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm saying you're strong enough. You don't even need the jet stream.
And Anderson pops at a mile high in foul territory. Salgado's over, and he'll make the catch as he falls down. But it looked majestic because everything AJ Salgado does looks majestic.
He just wanted
And
to
his
give
hair
the
came
fans,
out, too.
He wanted
Yeah,
to
exactly.
give the fans a good look at the
Yeah.
hair.
Oh. He just
Easy.
gave JW a show.
Easy.
That was a 94-mile-per-hour pop-up.
I mean, you get that a mile high. It's all barrel. The launch angle on that was probably ridiculous. 81?
That's almost just straight up.
Yeah, that was basically straight up. Is another one
Same
skied
here.
straight up to center field, and Raul Sandoval's there. 2 pitches on 5 outs for Tommy Brandenburg here in the 4th.
5 pitches on 2 outs, Josh.
That's what you meant to say.
5 outs?
5 outs? Nice.
5 outs in 1 inning.
Wow.
Nice.
That would
That's-
be
that's impressive.
that would be a baseball record, Josh.
Yeah,
5 outs in 1 inning.
That would be quite the inning. 2 outs on 5 pitches for Tommy Brandenburg.
It's all right. It happens,
And it's
bud.
Tate Samuelson now, who
Nice
takes
pitch.
a strike from Brandenburg. So we mentioned that he'd been getting a lot of ground balls. Of course, 2 quick pop-outs here in the 4th. And now he's got Samuelson in an 0-2 hole. Once again, though, 2 flyouts, both not hit very hard. Both weak contact. That one's in the dirt.
The first one was hit 94 miles an hour. It was just popped straight up in the air, foul.
So, yeah, I guess
94 miles an hour isn't weak contact.
no, that's a hard hit ball. A pop up to the third baseman.
Let's lock in, boys.
I mean, I wouldn't.
The whole entire Oaks roster there was walking off the field there. They thought that was strike 3.
2 and 2 to Samuelson.
Trackman says it got top of the zone.
That one's chopped to third. Salgado cuts it off, makes the throw across for out number 3, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Brandenburg. And he continues to be efficient out there, needing just 42 pitches to get through these 4 innings thus far. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 4th.
Leading off for the Oaks, catcher number 9.
And it's a new pitcher now for the Blues as Cameron Maybe's day is done. After 3 innings, over 60 pitches, and Foster McDonald enters. He's pitched against the Oaks this summer, went 3 innings, gave up 2 runs. He's got an ERA around 5, and this will be his 10th appearance overall, but his 6th in the CCL. We'll face Zach Crandall to start things off here in the bottom of the 4th, and the count's even up at 1.
You a big fan of McDonald's, Josh?
McDonald's? Nah, not a big McDonald's guy at all, actually.
No?
Nah,
Wow.
I don't go to McDonald's. That one misses up. 2-1 to Crandall.
The final line for maybe is 3 innings, 2 strikeouts, only 1 walk, 5 hits, and all 3 runs are earned, and he's in line for the loss at this moment.
As Crandall swings through that one. Yeah, for maybe he settled in last inning, getting a 1-2-3 third after throwing 55 pitches in the first 2, but the Blues didn't like what they saw as the Oaks were making a lot of hard contact, so they decided to remove him from the ballgame and allow him to make way for McDonald.
When I was getting waters pre-game, saw McDonald before the game. Was waiting in line to use the restroom here at Kowloon, the one restroom.
Did you say anything to him?
Yeah, I told him good luck.
Said, I like your restaurant.
Nice guy.
No, I did not say
He didn't know it was McDonald at the
I didn't
time.
know his name.
Oh, yes, you asked Josh, does he like McDonald's?
I asked Josh if he liked McDonald's.
Do you like McDonald's, Sammy?
You know, McDonald's is, it's just quick. After a night of drinks, it's not bad.
Can never go wrong with some French fries and a Coke or Sprite from McDonald's.
Some nuggets. You a big fan of nuggets?
It's the only thing I order at McDonald's if I'm eating food.
What kind of sauce do you get?
Well, you know my skin color, so I always go with ranch.
That's vile. McDonald's ranch is bad.
Is it? Oh, I don't eat.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's borderline disgusting.
Jack Brooks is up there. He takes a strike after a really good at-bat from Zach Crandall, who drew the walk. Brooks picked up a single and came around to score last time up.
A rare first pitch swinging Jack Brooks last time.
What's your dipping sauce of choice at McDonald's, Sammy?
Barbecue.
Nice.
too.
Nice.
I mean,
Well, what do you mean me too? You just said you don't go there.
no, I mean, if I had to go there, I'd get barbecue. As Brooks gets a hold of one and flies it out to center. It'll be caught out there by Aiden Anderson for out number 1.
Brooksy's got a little bit of pop lately.
Yeah. How hard was that ball hit?
93. Hard hit CCL ball.
Left fielder number 4, Austin Carrillo.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about with Gavin, where for a guy his size, he's got a bit of power that you don't expect. A little bit of pop in that bat.
He's really been turning on things as of late.
All in the hips, boys. Got some good hips on Brooks.
Yeah. Carrillo's up there now. He's reached base in each of his 2 at-bats. Each of his 2 plate appearances, I should say. He had a really good at-bat in the first, really good plate appearance. 7 pitches, and he walked, and then ripped his single to right field last time up. And he was retired on the fielder's choice by Ganus as Crandall runs. The throw down will go into center field, and Crandall joins the list of catchers with a stolen base this summer.
And Crandall just slid right into Maciel because Maciel tried to reach over the bag there to make a play for Gallegos and ended up just getting probably some spikes right to the leg or to the ribs.
And with Crandall picking up that stolen base, that means that 4 out of the 5 catchers have now stolen a base, Brendan Durfee being the only one that hasn't.
Come on, Durf.
We're going to have to let him know.
Yeah.
Sulek, Whittle, Heineck, and now Crandall each have one, or at least one.
When we tell Durf that, he's definitely going to try for one now.
2-0 to Carrillo. Misses, 3-0 now. Magician at reaching base. is Carrillo. Leads the team with now 25 walks and an on-base percentage at near 500. He walks again. And that'll bring up Tyler Ganus, who's reached on 2 fielders' choices today and came around to score both times, extending his team lead in runs scored. Him and Carrillo, he's actually 1 behind Gavin Grant. So Grant leads the team, Ganus second.
I asked Evan Gray best walk-up song pregame. Noticeable no Tyler Ganus in there.
Wow, that's disrespectful. As Ganus rips that one to left, and that's how he feels about Evan's comments on his music.
I'm going to have a conversation with Evan when I see him after the game.
We're going to have to go down to the dugout and let Evan know that Tyler takes it personally. Good job, TG.
That's shameful from Evan Gray.
First pitch.
What was his answer, though?
He said Chavez, himself, AJ Salgado, Andrew Lucas.
The bases are loaded now for Zach Daudet, who's already driven in 2 today, and he's already picked up a couple base knocks.
This is my favorite walk-up music right here, Zach's.
It's a good one.
Mine is No Chance by Tyler Ganus. Bases loaded, 1 out now for Zach Daudet.
What if you couldn't pick Gannis' walk-up song? What would your next choice be?
I feel like I like... Wait, what's Rink's walk-up?
Dia Maria.
I like Brooksy's.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, Brooksy's my favorite. As Daudet hits that one softly to short, they won't be able to turn 2, and they won't even be able to get 1 as it goes under the glove of Maciel. What was that little laugh?
That was,
did you see what Carrillo did?
Austin Carrillo getting in the way of CJ Maciel and
That's why I was laughing.
very much affecting that play there. You saw Noah Karliner do that the other day as well.
Yeah.
Forcing an error.
And it's worked both times.
A hockey assist, if you will.
And that was actually real to hit.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
Scoreboard says.
So are we giving Zach a hit there? I'd love to give Zach a hit there. 3 hits for him?
According to the scoreboard, that's an RBI single.
My book says
that's an error to me.
Yeah, my book says E6, but
I agree, but scoreboard says it's an RBI single.
I'll write both. We'll see. That one's in the dirt to Karliner, and this is certainly not a guy the Blues want to see up there with the bases loaded. He can change the game in a hurry. Oaks leading 4-2 now. Bases loaded. 1 away for Noah Karliner. And that breaking ball misses in. McDonald's curveball is so loopy.
I've seen some better discipline from Karliner here. He was the only guy who struck out against Maybe. And in that last at bat, he check swung twice. Now he's doing a great job of leaving stuff inside, down in the dirt.
He just worked himself into a favorable 3-1 count. Nowhere to put him. 3-1 from McDonald. Karliner grounds it to short. Maciel will go to first, and he'll get the sure out there and retire Karliner. But Carrillo comes in to pick up another run for the Oaks.
Just doing a job there. Good. You know, probably not the pitch that Karliner wanted to swing at, as he ends up rolling over it, but it gets another insurance run for Tommy Brandenburg coming here in the 5th inning.
And Brandenburg has completed his necessary 4 to pick up the win. So he's in line for that right now. Josiah Chavez is up there now with a couple of runners in scoring position and 2 away, and that's a generous strike call.
Yes, it was.
Chavez laced an RBI single to left in the 1st inning and then grounded out last time up. certainly has a chance to add some more insurance runs for the Oaks right now, as the wind is howling in our headset. Not sure if it can be heard on the stream right now.
Could get a kite going right now.
Yeah.
1-1 to Chavez in there for a strike, and looked like he wished he pulled the trigger on that one.
You ever been down to Seaport Village in San Diego, Sammy, and see the people flying the big old kites down there?
No.
Pretty cool.
Chavez, good job holding up on that one. Evens the count, and the deuces are now wild. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on.
2 runs scored this
Josiah
inning,
Chavez.
too.
Yeah. Chavez stays alive. He's been seeing the ball real well lately, taking a lot of good swings. And we mentioned he hit a home run a couple of nights ago. Count's still leaving it up at 2. And Chavez goes down swinging on that loopy breaking ball from McDonald. That's got to be so tough to see lefty-lefty. The Oaks pick up a couple more, though, here in the 4th inning. And we head to the 5th with the Oaks leading 5-2. Tommy Brandenburg out there for his 5th inning of work. He's gotten through 4 on just 42 pitches, although he has given up a couple runs, just 1 of them earned. And he throws a first pitch ball to Colin Villegas. That one skied out to left center. Coming in is Sandoval, coming over is Carrillo, and it's Sandoval for out number 1.
And I mean, just great communication out there between Sandoval and Carrillo. I had my headset off there for a second, and I could just hear the 2 of them both going ball, 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 ball. And then finally, once Sandoval kind of overtook and Carrillo saw where it was, you could hear Carrillo go, you, pretty clearly. So great communication by the 2 of them out there.
And that'll bring up Cole Gabrielson, who's appearing in just his 5th game of the summer for the Blues. He reached in the fielder's choice last time, and now he lines out to 3rd. Off the bat, I thought that was looking like his first hit of the summer, but unfortunately for him, it was right at AJ Salgado, and fortunately for Brandenburg, he gets out number 2. Once again, 2 outs on 5 pitches.
Boy, has Salgado looked good today defensively over there at 3rd.
Sure has, and no surprise after how good he was before he went down.
Good to see him back healthy.
Yeah, it is, and good to see him. First time, I believe, that we've seen him at 3rd base since he committed to UCLA. So it's good to see him get some action out there. Darius Price now steps in. Price flew out to right field. And as we mentioned, Brandenburg getting a lot of ground ball through the first 3 innings, but 3 of the last 5 outs have actually been flyouts. Brandenburg has Price in a quick 0-2 hole. The pitch is in the dirt, and Crandall eats it up.
This is the best we've seen Tommy Brandenburg this summer.
100%.
2 runs given up, only 1
Facts.
earned.
Big facts.
Yeah, and
He's just looked so dominant out there, generating a lot of weak contact, getting a lot of ground balls, getting a lot of pop-ups.
speaking
Another
of that
weak
weak
ground
contact,
ball there.
and another 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Brandenburg, who is through 5 innings on only 51 pitches.
Wow.
He's been about as efficient as you can be, getting a lot of weak contact. We're halfway home in this one. Oaks leading 5-2. AJ Salgado steps in to face Foster McDonald, who came in to pitch the 4th inning after Cameron Maybe went only 3. McDonald starts Salgado with that loopy breaking ball for a first pitch strike. Salgado rolls one over to Price now. Tough play, and he gets Salgado. Price has shown really good hands over there at second base today, making a couple nice plays.
Center fielder, number 28, Raul Sandoval.
Raul Sandoval steps in now. He's 0 for 2 today with a couple of jam shot groundouts to second. He fouls that one back. Sandoval, very aggressive hitter, going at the first pitch again and fouling it back, and seeing just 3 pitches combined in those first 2 plate appearances. Goes after this one here and flies it out to right field. That one is caught out there in front of the fence by Gabrielson. Another ball that got taken by the wind and nearly left the yard.
Where's our kiss from the wind there?
He got one. That one should not have gone that far.
Pushed it further.
Yeah, Sandoval just misses out on a home run by a little bit, as that one was caught at the warning track. And that'll bring up Zach Crandall, who worked a walk, stole a base, and came around to score last time up. McDonald drops in another breaking ball for a strike to even up the count on Crandall, who's had his struggles a bit this summer. Hopefully that walk can maybe turn something around. It was a really good plate appearance from him, and we've seen him continue to take good hacks during BP and peppering balls the other way, and counts now even at 2-2 on Crandall.
Yeah, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago now, where Crandall had a nice double down the left field line here that, after talking with him after the game, seemed to give him a good boost of confidence because, as you mentioned, Josh, we watch him time and time again during BP just pepper baseballs. I mean, everywhere except here, he seems to put a ball over the wall every single time during BP to left.
Yeah, he continues to take good swings, and there's that
double down the left field line.
There it is. Crandall heads towards second. He'll slide in there, and he'll be out at second.
That's on me.
What a throw by Colin Villegas. Nice tag by Darius Price. But if you're Zach Crandall, who cares about that base running? Throwing out at second. He got himself a knock. Good swing. Hopefully he can take that momentum into his next couple of plate appearances.
I'll apologize after the game, Zach.
You got that stolen base, so you expect him to be faster.
I just thought it was hit the same way, but it was a nice play out and left by Villegas.
Yeah. Brandenburg back out there for the 6th. We'll be right back. Tommy Brandenburg has been excellent today. He's through 5 innings on only 51 pitches, giving up a couple of runs, but only 1 earned run. And since the first inning, since that 2-run homer by Shamela in the first, he hasn't given up a hit, as that's another ground ball to Daudet, who has trouble handling it, stays with it, and still gets Maciel at first.
A lot of bang-bang plays at first today for that umpire.
There sure are, and he's gotten all of them correct, too.
It was funny, we went all 4 of the first ground balls that were hit in the ball game were to Daudet, and then we went 2 2/3 whole innings without him seeing a baseball, and now he's gotten the last 2 hit them.
Yeah, and that one he did a good job of staying with it even after bobbling it slightly. A lot of times you see infielders panic in that situation, but he does a good job of staying composed and making the throw to first to nab Maciel, who's got wheels running down the line. Now Chase Gallegos, who reached on an error and grounded into a double play today. He's now quickly in an 0-2 hole.
Nice spot right there.
Brandenburg's got it all working today. Fastball on the breaking ball. Just 1 strikeout, though, through those 5. Good stop there by Crandall. A lot of quick at-bats from Brandenburg. Hasn't gotten too many guys into 2-strike holes, but when he's been doing it, he's just been generating weak contact as opposed to whiffs. The 1-2. Another weakly hit ground ball to Daudet, who throws across for the 2nd out of the inning.
Sure, Gav's really itching to get in the ball game now.
Yeah. First day off in a while for Gavin Grant at shortstop, and now Zach Daudet has fielded cleanly 6 ground balls at short. And that'll bring up the home run hitter, Shamela, who popped out last time up. The jam shot back to Brandenburg. Brandenburg falls behind him 2-0 now.
Yep.
They're going to appeal to first, and they say he did not go. That was the 60th pitch of the ball game for Brandenburg. Here's his 3-0 to Shamela. It's in there for a strike. Brandenburg is being careful with the leading hitter for the Blues, and he walks him. Shamela walks with 2 outs, and that'll bring up center fielder Aiden Anderson.
That's the first base runner since Maciel back in the 3rd that Brandenburg's allowed. He hasn't given up a hit today besides the Shamela wall scraper.
Yeah, that ends a string of 10 straight batters retired by Brandenburg, dating back to that walk of Maciel to lead off the 3rd. 10 straight outs, and not a single one of them were retired via the strikeout. Brandenburg comes back with a first pitch strike to Aiden Anderson, who fouls it back. Like most guys in this lineup, Anderson's 0 for 2 today. And like a lot of guys, he grounded out to short. He also skied one a mile high and flew out to Salgado at 3rd. That one misses outside. Crandall has to dive to catch that one. Count's even up at 1 on Aiden Anderson. The Oaks lead 5-2 in this ball game. The Blues put up a couple early in the first, but since then it's been all Oaks as that one skied into right field. Tyler Ganus is there, and it's another quick inning for Tommy Brandenburg. Brandenburg needing just 12 pitches to get out of that one, and he's needed just 63 pitches to get through 6 efficient innings. The Blues will make a pitching change here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Oaks leading 5-2. Here, I got you, Cam. Jack Brooks leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning against the new pitcher for the Blues, Jared Villalobos, who goes to Cal Baptist, so he's got a couple of teammates in this Oaks dugout, including Josiah Chavez. That one's in there for a strike on Jack Brooks. Brooks singled and came around to score in the first, and he flew out to center. Harder hit ball than his hit. It was caught out there by Anderson. 0-2 to Brooks.
How are you, Cam?
I'm good.
Oh, I wasn't going to put him on the spot. As Cam steps in for Austin for a little bit. Good leave there from Brooks.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, dude, we're excellent now that you're up here.
Doing good.
1-2. Brooks rolls it foul. One and two, the count to Jack Brooks. He fouls off another. He does such a good job with 2 strikes of fouling off those borderline pitches and taking the ones that just miss.
A real spoiler.
Yep. One of many guys on this Oaks team who are really good with 2 strikes. Good lead, misses inside.
Nearly got hit there.
He tried to let it hit him. Let's reset. Counts evened up on 2 on Jack Brooks. Here's a 2-2 from Villalobos. Misses. Brooks has now worked the count full.
Brooks always a guy who's going to give you a good at-bat up there. Works the count full here.
And he hits that one out to left field. It'll be right at Colin Villegas for out number 1, but another good plate appearance from Jack Brooks, who sees 7 pitches and puts a good swing on one as it's flown out to left.
There we go.
And that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Austin Carrillo, who's reached base all 3 times he's been up there. A couple of walks and a single. Also came around to score last time up. Villalobos' first pitch to Carrillo is fouled back. The Oaks with 7 hits in this ball game. Well, objectively 7. It could be 6 or 7 depending on which way you slice it with the Daudet infield single or error. Our scoreboard has 7 hits. My scorebook has 6. Oh and 2 to Carrillo. Misses up. And actually, that scoreboard has 7 hits. It should say 8 if they're giving Daudet a hit because they didn't include the Crandall hit. So my scorebook actually does have 7. But they didn't give Crandall a hit after being thrown out at second, trying to stretch a single into a double. The count's even up at 2 on Carrillo. The 2-2. Misses down. Counts run full again.
I don't know if that's a fastball or a changeup or what that is. Hasn't been topping out very hard.
That one misses up. Great at bat from Carrillo, who takes the walk. He's now reached base on all 4 of his plate appearances.
Right fielder, number 11, Tyler Ganus.
So back-to-back full counts worked for the Oaks. Brooks flies out, and Carrillo walks. Now Ganus is up there, and he's reached base all 3 times. Reached in a couple fielders' choices, and then last time up, laced an RBI single to left. Ganus takes a pitch in the dirt. Change up there, it looked like, Cam.
Yeah, this guy's got a really funky wind-up. Kind of reminds me of Tyler Anderson. Doesn't throw very hard, but has some nasty stuff.
More over the top, though, than Anderson.
Yeah, definitely over the top.
Have to do a little bit of moderating right now. In the chat,
Oh, yeah, we apologize for what's happening in the chat.
If you saw that in the chat, we apologize. We got it cleaned up right away. Was that for a real strike, really?
Yeah, he called that a strike. 1-2.
That was
You got it cleaned up, Sammy?
No, never mind.
Uh-oh.
They're back.
Oh.
They're back.
1-2 on Ganus, who we know won't give up even falling behind in a 2-strike count. Goes in compete mode, and he'll be well disciplined and try to foul off as many pitches as he can right now. 1-2 to Ganus. Going over instead and getting back in time is Carrillo.
Don't click on any links if you see them posted in the chat.
1-2 on Ganus. Misses outside. 2-2 now. Villalobos has gotten all 3 hitters into a 1-2 hole so far this inning. Brooks did a good job of getting the count full, flying out. Carrillo worked it full, flew out, and now Ganus works it full. See if they have Carrillo moving the count full. We know Ganus really good at putting the bat on the ball and putting it on the ground as well. It's a 3-2 from Villalobos. Carrillo stays put as Ganus fouls it back. Is that his fastball?
Yeah, he's topped down at like 81, so doesn't throw very hard, but must be coming in there with a lot of spin or something.
We have the spin right too.
Yeah,
so,
but might look a little different to the hitters.
3-2 to Ganus, and he lifts it foul along the third baseline.
Way out in front of that one.
Yeah. Out stayed up a little bit, which is what allowed Ganus to get the contact, but
Hammered it foul.
yeah. He's already seen 7 pitches this plate appearance. The Oaks continue to work good ABs here in the 6th. Villalobos already over 20 pitches on just his 3rd batters. That one's lifted out to right, and it's going to drop fair for a hit for Ganus. He stays put at first, but Carrillo goes first to 3rd, and it's another 2-hit day for Tyler Ganus.
Shortstop number 25, Zach Conejo.
We've seen him struggle a bit lately, but he's still keeping that average over 400 at 412 coming into today, and now a couple of knocks, and he's going to get that average to climb once again. And now Zach Daudet's up there in a prime RBI spot once again. Runners in the corners with just 1 away. He picked up a 2 RBI double, and then last time up, depending on how you score it, reached on an error or a hit. Oh, 1-1 to Daudet. Daudet takes that one and gets by Gallegos, and Carrillo coming to score.
Wicked hop there.
Yeah, took a gnarly bounce. It was an easy run for Carrillo.
It's another insurance run.
the Oaks have done a good job of just continuing to put runners on base. Put up a run in every inning except for the third and the fifth. And they've certainly made these Blues pitchers work. Villalobos is nearing 25 pitches here in this inning alone.
Daudet obviously doesn't get the RBI there, and right now with it not being ruled an error, he gets an RBI single in his third at bat of the game. 4 of the 6 runs today have been accounted for via Zach Daudet at bats. 2 RBI double in the second. That in between, depending on how you look at it, RBI single in the fourth, according to the scoreboard right now. And now the run comes across on the wild pitch there.
Daudet chops that one over to short. Maciel makes the throw across, and Daudet will be retired for the second out of the inning.
First baseman number 31, Noah Karliner.
It's a good read there too from Ganus, as normally you don't see guys running second and third with the ball hit to the left side with no or 1 outs, but Ganus just got a good read on the chopper and is able to get over to third now, and so
Another wild pitch will score him.
yeah.
That one misses to Karliner. Counts even up at 1 on Karliner, who's 0 for at the plate today. But he did pick up an RBI ground out last time up there. He'll call time right now. Oaks leading this one 6-2. Karliner hits that one foul, and the count's evened up at 2. Ganus has now reached third base in all 4 plate appearances, scoring in each of his first 2 plate appearances, and Karliner goes down on strikes. So the Oaks go down here in the 6th after picking up one more insurance run. Tommy Brandenburg was sitting in the dugout for quite a while, and he'll head out there now for his 7th inning of work. We'll be right back.
I think there's a drain
Zach Tolia will lead things off for the Blues in the top half of the 7th against Tommy Brandenburg. Tolia is Brandenburg's only strikeout victim, and that came all the way back in the first. He's 0 for 2 today, also flying out to center field.
Totally a guy who the Oaks have historically taken care of this summer.
And that one's rolled over to Daudet. Makes it look easy as he makes a throw on the run and retires Tolia.
I love watching those plays when infielders make that little scoop and the little like hop throw.
Yeah.
So satisfying to watch.
Yeah, we used to one of Raymer's first practices with us, he thought that we weren't doing that well enough and made us each practice that over and over again until we got it. Some of us couldn't get it. That one's in there for a strike. Takes a lot of hard work. Yeah.
You
And
said
they make
you
it
were
look
a
so
DH,
easy on
right?
the run. I became one later in the year. That one's flown out to center. It's going to land in front of Sandoval, and the Blues are going to pick up their first hit since the first inning.
Sammy, so were you trying to make an assumption there that Josh was one of those guys who couldn't do it?
Left fielder number 15, Collins.
That's what it
You don't
sounded
need
like.
you don't need a
that was a little-
DH's you don't need a DH's glove.
And a little dirty right there.
It's all good.
Put 2 and 2 together there, you know.
Brandenburg stretches and comes set. Fouled back.
Wasn't trying to ruffle any feathers there. Josh is my guy. He knows that.
Yeah, it's all good. Nothing personal. He's not wrong. It's 0-1 from Brandenburg. In there for a strike. Was that because you didn't think he was going
I
to call
wanted
it?
that
yeah,
call.
Yeah, he took a while to make that call. Did get the call, though, and Brandenburg has Villegas in an 0-2 hole.
Nobody up in the Oaks bullpen right now.
Good.
Could be Brandenburg the whole way. The way he's pitching today, it's
That
really
one
only one blemish.
flown out to Sandoval, and that one blemish, Sammy, in all other ballpark was a fly out to right. Sandoval makes the catch on that fly ball to center from Villegas, and they're now 2 away for Cole Gabrielson. Sammy said that could be Tommy's game to finish. Right now, 72 pitches. One's in there for a strike. First pitch breaking ball to Gabrielson, who's only seen 3 pitches in 2 plate appearances. Reaching on a fielder's choice, and lining one over to Salgado at third. He lines that one up the middle, and that'll get through for his first hit of the summer.
May ask for that baseball.
Yeah, and he looking towards the heavens there as Brandenburg will now have to deal with his first threat of the ball game. Blues got a couple men on, 2 away. Still didn't cause any movement in the Oaks dugout. Maybe one more base runner would. As Darius Price steps in, who's 0 for 2 today. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls back. These Blues hitters continue to be aggressive against Brandenburg, who continues to fire off a lot of first pitch strikes.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, his pitch count's low, and they just keep allowing him to keep it low because they don't even want to take a pitch.
And it's not like they're barreling up a lot of balls either. It's a lot of weak contact.
Yeah.
As I just saw all 4 catchers get up and move at the same time, so there might start to be some action down in the bullpen. That one skied out to right. Ganus on the run. He'll get there. Brandenburg tips his cap, and he threw 7 innings now for the first time this summer. And we stretch here in Thousand Oaks
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
with
a
the Oaks
lap
leading
over.
6-2.
Only the second Oaks pitcher this summer to go 7.
Yep. We're back for the bottom of the 7th inning as Josiah Chavez leads things off, and there is now action down in the Oaks bullpen as Nick Rinkover has begun tossing out there.
Got to presume this is actually to warm up today. Yesterday we saw, and I made the assumption that he wasn't pitching based on what he told me in batting practice the day before, but got to assume today is him actually getting ready to come into the ball game. Chavez really shaken up after that foul ball too.
Yeah, Brandenburg's day looks like it's done. He's not sitting down on the bench like he has been. He just got some dap-ups I saw and just walked behind the dugout. Only 76 pitches, so I really hope that they allow him to just go out there and start the 7th, or start the 8th, I mean. Maybe take it batter by batter, but got to preserve his arm and get Rinkover some work, who hasn't thrown in a while.
Chavez breaks his bat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, you say his day's done. It really was his day today, and, you know, it could also just be, you know, Brandenburg's now been through the order 3 times, and it just might be, you know, you don't want them to see a pitcher for a 4th time now, so
Right.
that could be the decision to go to Rinkover here in the 8th. But as we mentioned, you know, Brandenburg only the 2nd pitcher this summer to reach the 7-inning mark, Alexander Rivas being the only other one. If we're not mistaken, we're pretty positive that Brandenburg is the only the 3rd to go past 6 innings, the other 2 obviously being Rivas and then Big Mike Stanford, who pitched yesterday. He went 6 down in slow last week. And so good to see Brandenburg have himself quite a solid day.
Peaking solid. That was a solid swing and piece of hitting from Chavez, who grounds out to short sharply.
Third baseman number 21.
91.
Salgado.
It's a hard hit baseball in the CCL.
Yeah, pretty clean piece of hitting for the first swing with a different bat too.
Yeah.
My guy's been hitting the ball pretty hard today, but hasn't gotten it to fall yet. Steps in now.
AJ Salgado.
96-mile-per-hour line out to center.
Yeah, the ball was ripped.
As Blues throw one down from their bullpen. Cade Van Allen warming up down there.
What? He's one of their all-stars.
Yep.
Surprised to see him throw when they're down 6-2, but maybe they just wanted to get him some work.
He pitched against us.
Yeah, he gave up. He's given up 5 innings and 4 innings, 5 runs and 4 innings against the Oaks. Salgado hits that one out to center, and once again, a hard hit baseball that results in a line out for Salgado.
Another 96.
96 again?
Yep.
Center fielder number 28,
And that'll bring up Raul Sandoval after a couple of quick outs. Sandoval has grounded out to second a couple of times and flew out to the warning track and right last time up. Drops that one in there for a strike, does Villalobos. If Van Allen gets in there, I'll be interested to look at the TrackMan on his pitches. We saw him in the mid-90s during that showcase game. Counts even up at 1 on Sandoval. Still haven't seen Brandenburg come back into the dugout, so presumably his day is done. 1 and 2 on Sandoval. The 1-2 from Villalobos. It's lifted in foul territory along the right field line, and it'll drop.
Interesting there. It was going to be a tough play, but Tolia seemed to give up on that one before anybody told him that he didn't have room. All I heard was, you have room, and Tolia just seemed to slow up.
It's a long way to run for a first baseman there. You can't expect a first baseman to make that play.
No chance. It's a good swing from Sandoval, but it's going to be right at the right fielder Gabrielson for out number 3, and the Oaks are retired in order here in the 7th. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is before we head to the 8th. Still don't see Brandenburg anywhere, and it does look like it'll be Nick Rinkover. He'll head out to the mound for the 8th, his first action in over a week, and we'll be right back for the final 2 innings. So Tommy Brandenburg's day is indeed done after 7 brilliant innings, Austin.
Yeah, it really was Tommy Brandenburg's day, that's for sure. 7 very solid innings. Only 1 earned run on 2 total runs allowed. Same thing we saw in his last outing. And the 1 run earned was a kiss from the skies as one was blown over the wall and a scraper from Shamela over there in right. And 3 hits, both coming in his last inning of work. He went hitless in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Daudet makes a play here, and Maciel rolls over for the 3rd time today.
So just a great day for Tommy Brandenburg.
And he'll make way for Nick Rinkover, who has only pitched twice in the last couple of weeks. He pitched a couple Sundays ago, and then a couple Saturdays ago, and then last Saturday. What has Rinkover been doing, Austin?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a tough outing for Rink last time. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in an inning and 2/3 at home against the Riptide over the weekend before the All-Star break. But before that, he was the winning pitcher in 2 very great 2 2/3 innings pitched, of no runs allowed when the Oaks came back to walk it off against the Riptide. He also was the winner of the walk-off against the Blues here at home earlier in the season in June. And we'll see if he's in there for the final 6 outs, as he hasn't not gone more than an inning since July 3rd, and he's gone more than he's gone only 1 inning. So got to expect he's probably going to be in there for 6 outs tonight.
That's certainly what it seems like they're hoping for. Gallegos fouls that one away. He's rolled over to the left side all 3 times today, reaching on an error, then grounding into a double play, and grounding it to Daudet, who's gotten a lot of action in his first start at shortstop in quite some time. We've seen Daudet get the start at both corner outfield positions and every infield position besides first base. One of the many versatile guys on this Oaks roster. Two to Rinkover. Foul back. Gallegos is trying to fight now as the Blues trail by 4 with just 5 outs to work with. So they're looking for some base runners here. 1-2 misses. Count evens up at 2. Count now full 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch from Nick Rinkover. The breaking ball that just misses, and Rinkover started his K strut, but it was ruled a ball.
Number 35, Nathan Shamela.
Good at bat there by Gallegos after falling behind 1-2, working the walk. Rinkover will now have to deal with Shamela, who deposited the 2-run homer over the wall back in the first. He's also walked today. And that one just misses. That one's lined to the left side and past the diving Daudet into left field for a hit. The Blues now have back-to-back base runners in first and second with just 1 away.
Yeah, baseball was laced.
How hard?
100 miles per hour.
Wow. Certainly hit hard by Shamela.
If you were snoozing on that one, you could have really gotten woken up by that ball.
Do you think it woke anybody in the crowd, Sammy?
think you got a couple people up.
Yeah.
I think that's the second 100+ mile per hour ball we've seen this summer since started using the TrackMan.
The other one was that Noah Karliner double.
Yeah, 105 off the bat for him.
Aiden Anderson is certainly a tough double play candidate, but Rinkover's definitely looking for a ground ball here. That one's in there for a strike. Good breaking ball from Rinkover. Anderson's 0 for 3 today, like a lot of guys in this lineup for the Blues. He jumps out of the way of that breaking ball. Count even up to 1. To Anderson, misses. Rinkover's gone with 3 straight breaking balls to begin this at bat. Very surprised that Anderson laid off that one. 2-1 now. That one's in there for a strike. Count evens up 2-2. Good spot there from Rinkover. He'd love to live in that area. Here's a 2-2. Just misses. Misses in the dirt, I should say, not just misses. Now, count is full. A walk here to Anderson would bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Zach Tolia, who leads the team in home runs. It's a 3-2 from Rinkover. It's hit sharply right back up the middle. Station to station goes the base runners as Gallegos held up to make sure it got through. How hard was that one hit?
103.
That ball hit too hard for runner advance to home. Another ball hit over 100 miles an hour. Concerning if you're the Oaks. See a couple guys in the dugout. Scurry. Looks like David Whittle's going to go to the bullpen to warm someone up. Looks like it's going to be Cody Carson.
And they're hustling down there. That one is dropped in for a strike. And suddenly there's some life now on the Blues side of things.
Saying it yesterday, when you're mounting a comeback, the goal is to get the tying run to the plate, and right now the Blues have the tying run at the plate.
And Tolia swings through a great breaking ball from Rinkover. 0-2 now. Carson's beginning to get loose in a hurry down in that bullpen. Big 0-2 pitch coming from Rinkover. And he got him. Tolia goes down swinging. And that's a big strikeout for Nick Rinkover, who is now 1 out away from getting out of this jam.
Really a huge at-bat there for Rink. Now you don't need the double play to get out of the inning unscathed. Takes a lot of pressure off the infield as they don't have to make a perfect turn around the diamond to get 2 without a run scoring. Forced out still at every base. You can really do whatever you want now if you're Nick Rinkover.
And he'll have to retire Samuelson, who jumps out of the way of that one. He might hear from his coaching staff there. That one should have gotten him. He picked up the the first hit since the first inning last time up for the Blues.
Rinkover really living in on the inside part of the plate against these righties so far.
That time he goes with the backdoor slider, and he gets the corner and gets the call.
That's what you need to do after going inside so many times.
The 1-1 from Rinkover. Misses upstairs. 2-1. Samuelson was grounded out a couple times today in addition to that single. And that one's rolled to the left side. Might get through. Tough play for Daudet. And he can't get him. Samuelson beats out the infield single.
Tough play there as AJ Salgado looked like he was going to try to make a stab at that baseball, but really just found the perfect spot on the infield right in that 5-6 hole. Daudet had to go a long way for that. Salgado didn't get a great read on it at first. And the inning continues with the Blues.
Yeah, that was a really tough in-between play, and like Sammy said, Salgado broke for it as well as Daudet, and it would have been tough, but could have potentially had a force out there at third if Salgado stayed home and if Daudet was able to make the throw, but a valiant effort from him to try and get Samuelson at first.
Yeah. No, Karliner did a good job there of coming off the base and just making sure the throw didn't get by. 2-0 now to Villegas, with Samuelson representing the tying run on first. Villegas the go-ahead run at the plate, and he's ahead in the count now, 3-0.
Nowhere to put him here.
Nope. 3-0 now. 3-0 pitches in there for a strike. Generous strike call there. Hopefully Rinkover can take advantage of it. This 3-1 is ripped to left field, and it's going to stay fair. And that's going to score two, but that's going to tie the ball game. Samuelson comes all the way around from first, and we are tied at 6. That might have been the hardest hit ball of the inning, even including those two baseballs we've already seen 100+ miles an hour. And all of a sudden, the Blues have put up 4 runs with 2 outs and knotted this one up at 6. That one misses inside to Gabrielson.
And I just saw Gavin Grant start stretching in the dugout, so probably getting ready to pinch hit.
Yeah, they were looking like they could have avoided using Grant in this game, as they have led since the second inning. But unfortunately for Tommy Brandenburg, the Blues have tied up this ball game, and now he's no longer in line for the win. Here's Rinkover's 2-1, and he goes back to second. Gabrielson's the 8th hitter this inning for the Blues. That one's in there for a strike. Count evens up at 2.
Gabrielson really tried to sell that. That one was inside.
Two and 2 the count now. Rinkover set. Comes home. That one misses inside. Count runs full. Next pitch from Rinkover will be his 33rd. Payoff pitch to Gabrielson. Rolled over to third and gets under the glove of Salgado. It'll roll into the corner, and the Blues have taken the lead. And that'll be it for Nick Rinkover, who's unable to get out of this 8th inning. Coach Solis will go out to the mound, and Cody Carson will come in from the bullpen to get out of this 8th inning. The Oaks trail 7-6. We'll be right back. Cody Carson has entered for Nick Rinkover, and the Blues have countered with E.J. Kreitzman hitting for Darius Price. We know Kreitzman's a tough out, as we saw him hit a home run against us back in San Luis Obispo a few weeks ago now. That one misses outside. This game has completely flipped here, and Kreitzman drills that one to right. Luckily, Ganus was playing all the way out there just in front of the track, and he makes the catch. Carson's able to get out of it. And the Oaks, after leading by 4 runs coming into this 8th inning, now trail by 1 heading into the bottom of the 8th. And I guess the Blues knew something we didn't by having Van Allen throw in the bullpen. He'll now come in to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be right back.
Crandall.
Zach Crandall leads things off here in the 8th inning against Cole Van Allen. Cade Van Allen is one of the representatives, or was one of the representatives for the Blues in the CCL showcase, but his numbers wouldn't tell you so, as he's given up 10 runs in 10 innings and gave up 3 the last time we faced him. First pitch upstairs registers at 95. That one's in there for a strike. Counts even up at 1 on Crandall. Picked up a nice looking base hit last time around, but was thrown out trying to stretch into a double. Hopefully the hit is a confidence boost going forward for him, as we know he's struggled a bit.
We'll see how pinch hit situations are handled. See Gavin Grant with the bat at certain points, seen Durfee, seen Heineck, all with bats at this point.
Yeah, we'll definitely see some pinch hitters at some point in this ball game, which is what the Blues dugout was probably saying last inning. There's 2-2, misses down. Blues wanted that call. Looked like it was below the knees.
Seen Van Allen struggle to throw strikes when he's in against the Oaks. Right now, you just got to work at bats, get on any way you can.
And Crandall does just that, working a walk. Blues thought it was strike 3, and so did I, to be honest.
That was a borderline pitch. Could have gone either way.
Second baseman, number 33.
Get a bat from Crandall. I'm feeling we'll probably run for him at here.
Yeah, Whittle's going out there.
And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. David Whittle will pinch run for Zach Crandall. Good day at the plate for him. 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. And now Another catcher, David Whittle, pinch runs for him, but we know Whittle, very versatile infield outfielder. Behind the dish, does it all. Brooks shows bunt. Perfect bunt. He's going to beat that out. No play. Samuelson goes to second, throws it into center field. Whittle will head to third, and
What a bunt, Jack Brooks.
excellent bunt by Jack Brooks. Brooks does an excellent job there of deadening that baseball. Because of the pitch velocity coming in from Van Allen, sometimes it's hard to lay down a bunt that softly, but Brooks executes it to perfection. And it was a really heads-up play by Samuelson to look towards second, but there was nobody covering the bag.
Yeah, looking towards second is a heads-up play.
Yeah.
Throwing that baseball is a terrible play.
Yeah.
I have no clue why he decided to throw it. The second baseman wasn't even close to the bag. He literally just threw the ball at David Whittle pretty much and just said, here you go, just take third base.
So now, just like that, the Oaks have the tying run 90 feet away with nobody out.
Go-ahead run is on as well.
Go-ahead run is Brooks over at first.
An insurance run is at the plate.
Nobody warming in the Oaks bullpen. So Cody Carson will go back out for the ninth. He only threw 2 pitches to end the eighth. That one misses. 2-0 out of Carrillo. Carrillo.
With Van Allen, you really just got to wait for a strike. He really has a lot of trouble coming in throwing strikes. He throws really hard, but doesn't really have the command of the fastball.
We've seen him miss a fair amount today. Carrillo swings through that one. He's reached base all 4 plate appearances today with a single and 3 walks. Also scoring a couple of times. He's got the young bucks on the corners. There goes Brooks. Carrillo chops it fair. That'll be a tough play for Samuelson. He bare hands. Carrillo safe. Whittle stays put, and the bases are loaded.
Exactly how Carrillo designed it.
Right fielder.
Jack Brooks, bunt single. Carrillo, full swing bunt single.
And now the bases are loaded for the CCL's leading hitter, Tyler Ganus.
Corners in, middle infield. Stays back, so they'll trade a run for 2 outs.
Ganus takes upstairs.
Don't really agree with this decision by the Blues to keep the middle infielders back. We've seen Ganus beat out 2 balls that could have been double play balls. With nobody out, smart play seems to just get the for sure out at home if it's hit to an infielder.
I
This is up 2-0.
1000% agree, Sammy.
Ball might not even be put in play with how Van Allen is thrown. He's been real wild out of the pen. And Gannis, a real smart player, he knows right now with the tying run 90 feet away will be drawn in with a walk. He'll definitely take that as he swings that pitch there.
And there's a double play ball. So
Oh, we were wrong. Ties the game, though.
that's perfectly executed right there by the Blues. Unfortunate for the Oaks. Although they tie up the ball game, could have been more. Now it'll be up to Zach Daudet with Brooks on third and 2 away.
A little bit of the baseball gods telling me to shut up right there. As if the infield was in there, that ball's getting through.
And if Zach Daudet gets on here, Gavin Grant will be pinch hitting for no Karliner.
Brooksy tries to get a balk out of Van Allen, who stays put. Blows it by Daudet.
Just keep going there. Third baseman's not even close to the bag.
Yeah, Brooks will take a few hard steps off of third to act like he's stealing home. And threw off Gallegos, who stood up, but Allen stayed composed on the mound. Usually something that is tried with 2 outs and a runner on third. And Gallegos luckily gets a glove on that one. Wait, what? He just said 1 ball, 2 strike.
Yeah, he called the
Not-
first pitch a strike.
Oh,
First pitch was in there.
well, that one's not. And that's going to score a run and give the Oaks a lead.
Make that 4 straight at-bats now that runs have scored for Zach Daudet. He had Carrillo score on the wild pitch in the 6th when he ended up grounding out. He had the RBI single in the 4th, and then he had the 2 RBI double in the 2nd. So a lot of run creation today for Daudet. And I see Brendan Durfee has his catcher's gear on, so it looks like he's going to catch the 9th.
It's Daudet. Skies that one out to shallow center field. There's a trio of Blues out there. It'll be Aiden Anderson to make the catch. Once again, we see another lead change here in this one, though. The Oaks now lead 8-7 as we head to the 9th. Cody Carson out there on the mound looking to pick up the save.
The win.
Oh, yeah, pick up the
The
win.
win.
He started the last inning. Forgot, yeah.
He got the last out.
Finished the last inning.
Carson looking to
Closed
pick up the
ball
win
game,
and close out the ball game for the Oaks. Well, we're now in the 9th. The Oaks lead 8-7 in a ball game where they led 6-2 for a majority of this game. They gave up 5 in the top half of the 8th inning to lose the lead, trailed 7-6 heading to the bottom half of the 8th, and put up 2 as they lead 8-7 with the 9th inning beginning and the top of the lineup coming up for the Blues.
Buckle up.
Nice
Another
pitch.
breaking ball. 0-2 to Maciel. Carson came in to get the last out of the 8th inning. So as Sammy and Austin both reminded me, Carson wouldn't be able to pick up a save here. It would just be a win. And just like Austin predicted, Brendan Durfee is behind the plate to catch this 9th inning. The 1-2 from Carson. Got him
Yep.
looking.
There.
See ya.
Seems like all 3 of us knew it before the umpire said anything.
He knew it. He was just taking his time to make the
Catcher
call.
number 17, Chase Gallegos.
It's just some flair for the dramatic.
So Carson gets the first guy in Maciel. Now it'll
Umpire
be Gallegos.
knows what inning it is.
That one misses. Gallegos takes a pitch just below the knees. 2-0 now. The 2-0. Misses in the dirt. 3-0 with Nathan Shamela waiting on deck. It's been about the only blue to have a lot of success at the plate today. That one's in there for a strike. Gallegos walked and came around to score in that 8th inning. And he fouls one away. Counts full 3-2. Carson trying to come all the way back.
We'll see if Carson goes with the 3-2 breaking ball here.
Goes fastball and it's fouled back. It'll be another payoff pitch between these two. Carson shakes, gets what he wants. Another payoff pitch.
Nice.
Foul tipped into the glove of Durfee for strike 3.
A battle back there, Cody.
Went with the high fastball there. Looked like it was out of the zone, but Gallegos chased for strike 3.
Great job there to bounce back 3-0 and then get that big strikeout.
Yeah, very good job by Carson not giving in there. And he'll now have to deal with Nation Shamela, who represents the tying run. With 2 outs and nobody on, he lines that one into left center. Carrillo cuts it off. Shamela will stay put. And he's now reached base 4 times today, and that's his 3rd hit of the ball game. Knew that that the Blues weren't going to go down easily here in the 9th, and Shamela picks up the 2-out knock. That'll bring up Aiden Anderson now, who also singled last inning. That was his first hit of the ball game. Jam shot to center field. Brooksy can't get there. It goes into center for a hit. There's nobody covering second base. And a heads-up base running play by Aiden Anderson gets the Blues 2 men in scoring position now with 2 away.
First baseman number 28, Zachary.
Good pitch there from Cody Carson. Got the weak contact. That ball just stayed up, unfortunately. Really tough play as Brooks had to go a long way. Couldn't make the play.
That brings up Zach Tolia, one of the leading hitters for the Blues. Surprised that they're pitching to him here with first base open.
Just a guy the Oaks have had success against all summer long.
That one's in
Nice
there for a
pitch.
strike. Carson going to be extra careful this at-bat. Shamela represents the tying run on 3rd. Anderson represents the go-ahead run on 2nd. Oaks leading 8-7.
Nice pitch.
Zach Tolia chases another 0-2.
If you're Carson right here, 0-2 count, there is no reason to throw a strike to Tolia here. Whether you want to go with a breaking ball in the dirt or a fastball above the hands, you got really two pitches right here
100%.
to waste.
And I'm sure that's what Durfee's telling him. And honestly, Sammy, he's 4 pitches right here to waste because even a walk doesn't do anything. He doesn't.
You wonder if Tolia is in his own head when he faces the Oaks. It's all summer we've seen it. Has had little success.
He's struggled a lot.
Well, if he goes with the breaking ball here, you got to make sure you trust your catcher too, because that's another thing. Spiking a pitch, Durfee Usually a brick wall back there. Another breaking ball in there for
Throws them.
strike 3.
My goodness, what a pitch by Cody Carson.
Cody Carson steps up.
He forgot what inning
and
it was.
He forgets that he closed out the ball game, but great job, Cody. No need to walk off into the dugout. The Oaks win. It was a nail-biter, a real up-and-down ball game, but the Oaks win a roller coaster of a game, 8-7 here. A quick one as well, a little over 2.5 hours, and the Oaks sweep the season series against the San Luis Obispo Blues, 7 ball games to nothing. Tomorrow, the Oaks will wrap up their homestand as they take on the Arroyo Seco Saints here at Sparky Anderson Field. And for the Conejo Oaks broadcasting crew, Sammy Holliday, Austin Gregory, Cameron Deck, I'm Josh Mechanic. We'll see you back here tomorrow.